Now then, I mentioned earlier on when I was chatting to Ian Sky on breakfast about we were going to be talking about dog therapy. And Ian asked the question, now, is that the dog needing therapy or is that a dog being used for therapy? And I said, well, you're just going to have to wait and find out. Well, all will now become clear because a pilot course in animal-assisted therapy has started in a village near Ashbourne. It's a 10-week course, but what, I hear you say, is animal therapy? Well, we've sent along BBC Radio Derby's Nigel Cash to find out more. Good morning, Nigel.
Morning, Sally. Yes, I'm standing in the estate office here at Sudbury, which is a lovely day to come to somewhere rural like Sudbury. The sun is blazing down outside, and it's quite deceptive as we stand in the office looking outside there because it looks such a nice day. You go out there, though, and find how cold it is in the wind. It really is quite deceptive. But as you say, yeah, come here to find out a little bit more about this animal therapy or assisted animal therapy, as we're calling it here. You might be able to hear in the background Spike and Jack, who are two of the stars, just shaking their head here. One of them's picking the lead up, so we mustn't mention that word that begins with W that gets dogs really, really exciting. To find out a bit more, I'm joined by Nick and also by Julie, who are behind this scheme. Let's have a quick chat with Nick first of all. Morning to you. Nick, tell me about this idea. I know it's active in some European countries already, but where has the idea come from?
Well, we were working with activities in the countryside through our care farming activities with connecting people to plants, animals in the countryside. And one of the key things that came out of the work we were doing was the interaction between man and dog. So we were taking my dog along on an informal basis, and we saw how much the dogs help people to form friendships, trust, companionship. They gave people opportunities to go for exercise. I gave them responsibilities from a non-judgmental relationship between man and dog. So we explored Europe, see who was working out there. We found strong links in Italy, who were doing very intensive courses with people recovering from poor mental health. And between that period, we actually wrote a course, which we are the lead for, and now we're working with 5 different countries, 6 different partners, writing this course, which we started 3 weeks ago in partnership with the NHS. So we have 20 people who are long-term unemployed who are now coming along every Tuesday for 10 weeks to carry out a course in how to handle dogs for therapy purposes, which is proving very, very successful.
So this is all very, very new then. Although it's been working in European countries, it's very much, you're one of the pioneers of taking this forward.
Yes, we are. I mean, it's nothing new connecting people with the countryside, because people do feel better when they connect with animals and plants. You know, and there's lots of evidence that proves the further we get away from nature, the iller we become. So you can quite, you know, we are just about making sure that gets into an accredited course so we can start using it. It's an opportunity for dogs. It's an opportunity for the people who want to possibly look at self-employment, people who want to volunteer on projects. So there's lots of opportunities, especially when you think about we want to get people back into employment and we want people into voluntary roles and we want to, you know, help people recover from poor mental health, and this is a definite way of doing it.
So, Julie, if I can ask you, what part in the therapy do the dogs actually play?
Well, the dogs just really interact with people, and they're used in many, many different ways. There's a lady up in Ashbourne that works with children that have been through trauma, and the dog actually helps to relax the child as they're being counselled. And very often the child will talk to the dog, but it wouldn't talk to sort of an adult, really.
It's quite fascinating, yeah. And they both look quite young, the 2 dogs that we've got here. It's Jack and Spike, isn't it?
Yeah, Spike's the youngest. He's just 8 months, and Jack is about 4 years old.
And Spike was so friendly when I came in. He was leaping straight up, trying to climb my leg and say hello. Is he like that with everybody that he meets?
He is, and we very often use them. If we're going to pick up a group, we've got a minibus and we'll take the dogs along, and on the minibus the dogs just they're going into everyone's bags to see if they've got any sandwiches, and they completely relax everyone because they're just so friendly and so much fun.
So what breed are they?
They're Jack Russells, miniature Jack Russells.
And they're the best dogs for this sort of thing, are they?
Well, Jack Russell, it isn't so much about the breed, it's about the way that the dog's brought up. That's why during our training, we're encouraging people to do tests on the dogs, practical tests just to see about the temperament, but about how you bring them up. And the reason why this is so important is because, you need these dogs to be safe, sound, desensitised, so somebody might just pat them a bit harder. The dog is actually prepared for it. What we've done is we brought in a guy called Craig Flint, known as a dog man nationally. We're very lucky to have him. So he's coming to us and he's giving us the tips on how to encourage a dog, motivate it, and so on. So he's a very important part of what we do.
And the project is part of something called the Leonardo Transfer of Innovation Project. What can you tell me about that?
Well, the Leonardo project are European-wide, and basically what they do is it's a transfer of innovation, so this is quite innovative stuff that we're doing. And what we're doing is they fund us to do the research, to run the courses, and then what we'll do with the Leonardo is we will try and get this course, we will get this course accredited, and then it will be available UK-wide that people can use it. But obviously, with it being newish, we've got to test it and make sure it's good for its purpose, suitable for purpose.
So how many people are you working with at the moment, Julie?
At the moment, we've got about 20 people on the course, and we are also supported by mental health care staff as well. So they come along, but they're very, very keen to get their people volunteering in hospitals and with other mental health patients. So it's really going to be cascaded down to an awful lot of people.
Is this the kind of thing that you could see being franchised eventually?
Not sure, really. I think it could be licensed rather than franchised, because to be a franchise, it has to be a profitable thing, and this is a not-for-profit programme.
So the people that are being involved, how much does it cost them to be a part of it? Is there a cost involved for them or not?
No, there isn't a cost because it's all funded through the National Agency and Leonardo funding.
And how do people sign up then?
Well, this at the moment is just a pilot project, so we haven't actually got any more planned for the future yet, because what we're doing is we're just seeing how this one runs, and then after we're evaluating it very carefully, and we'll make tweaks to it and change certain things. But really, just to look on our website, on our Growing Rural Enterprise website, and people can see what's coming up in the future.
I was going to just mention Growing Rural Enterprise as well, because that's the business that you're running this through, isn't it? What other sort of things do you get involved in?
We do lots of mentoring. We work for the Prince's Countryside Fund. We do a lot of work with young people who want to set up businesses. We do mentoring, coaching, lots of media work. What we find of our clients, particular clients, because they're rural, once they trust us, they want to do everything. So we have to offer quite a holistic service across the board, whether it's marketing support, IT support, or project management, or writing bids. It's quite difficult for some of our clients because they've always been in farming, and when they move to new markets, there's quite a lot of things are new to people. So we have to do a lot of support.
And just finally, I know it's a 10-week pilot that you're running with the dogs. How far through are you?
We're on our 4th week tomorrow, where we're actually doing our Vollard testing tomorrow. So this is quite a complex test of the dogs to see about their temperament for future use and how they react in different circumstances.
And what sort of difference do you think it's made to the people that are taking part in the pilot? Just finally.
Well, for example, some of the people who come, quite ill, mentally suffering quite bad with poor mental health, for them to actually get up and come here, to arrive at 9:30 excited with a smile on their face and keen to know what's going on next week. And they're actively seeking volunteer roles, they're actively doing more exercise, they're socialising more, so we've seen a massive impact already.
Well, it's a very exciting project. The dogs are being very, very quiet at the moment, although at one point Spike was trying to lick the microphone that we were using, was he not?
Yes, he was. He's undergoing training. He's a project in development.
Well, is this Spike behind you now, Julie, or is that Jack?
That's Spike.
That's Spike there. Well, he's being very, very good and very well behaved now.
He must have worn himself out.
Sorry?
He must have worn himself out then.
I think he must have done, yeah. He's trying to go to sleep and trying to say, who? Me? It wasn't me. I wasn't doing any of that in the background, Sally.
Oh, bless him. Go on, you can take him for walkies now. Oh, I said the W word. Oh, no.
You
what
did,
have I done?
but fortunately,
He's
it was
not got
you
his
that said it
headphones
and
on.
not me, so he didn't hear.
Nigel, thank you very much. That's Nigel Cash reporting on BBC Radio Derby.